Welcome to Eon Network Podcast. Happy holidays. We are just 24 hours away from Thanksgiving, and hopefully every single person watching this episode really enjoys their Thanksgiving with family and whatnot. We wish you nothing but a healthy Thanksgiving indeed. And I really cannot wait for what's going to be happening over the next month or so. Of course, we then have to celebrate Christmas and all the other holidays that people are going to be celebrating. And in comes the big year 2025. I can't wait for the year 2025. I truly think that it's going to be a great year for Eon Network Podcast and just Eon Network as a whole. I truly think that Eon Network is going to flourish in 2025, and it really is going to be a revolutionary difference between 2024 and 2025, in my opinion. But in this episode, I'm going to be talking about Halo. Now, we all know Halo. In fact, you should know Halo if you're a true gamer, right? If you have an Xbox, especially, all right? The one thing that irks me nowadays is the fact that not a lot of people are paying attention or not a lot of people are paying respect to Halo. And that actually irks me a lot because over the course of the last several months, I have been saying to people that I play Halo, and every single time it's usually a negative connotation they throw at me. You play that dead game? Oh my goodness, you're such a loser for playing Halo. Oh my God, why are you playing that boring game? And each and every single time they tell me that, I of course refute their statement by saying, well, had it not been for Halo, you would not be using an Xbox. Not a lot of people understand this, but Halo was the one that truly brought Xbox. It helped Xbox really make it on the map. It was Halo 1 back in 2001, from what I understand, that came out, and it really assisted the Xbox sales. From what I understand, the original story goes how the Xbox sales were suffering. Not a lot of people within Microsoft were actually satisfied with the results of Xbox. So therefore, they were actually in talks of perhaps maybe not necessarily continuing the console adventure, so to speak, on their end. It was just going to be an Xbox, and that was it. It was Halo that actually helped a lot. And it was Halo 2 that basically solidified the idea that, okay, Microsoft said, we're going to create an Xbox 360, and the rest is history. So had it not been for Halo, there wouldn't be any Xbox at all. So for all the millions of people who are playing Xbox right now, well, they have no room to say that Halo's terrible because of the fact that the very same console that they're playing on, the very same console that they love and adore and they get on for the most part, is the very same console that was actually built off of Halo. So I don't understand the disrespect. Now, I get it. A lot of people don't really like Halo for what it is now. And I understand to an extent, right? For example, whenever I think Halo Reach was the final Halo that Bungie Studios officially were able to create. From what I understand, it was back in, 2010 when Halo Reach... it was 2010, and Halo Reach, as good as that game was, unfortunately was the final one delivered by Bungie. They will then later sell Halo to 343 Industries or Studios, and from what I understand from then on, Halo really was never the same again. And I get it, and I understand that the campaigns haven't really been the same as well. I understand that, of course, different mechanics are kind of changing here and there. I do understand that, but there are a lot of great, and I mean great components in the Halo games that you see today that still come from the original classics that we used to play, of course, back in the day, the Halo 1s, the Halo 2s, and of course, my favorite of all time, Halo 3. Which, again, Halo 3, a masterpiece. I have nothing bad to say about that game. Nothing. Every single thing about that game was absolutely incredible. That right there was a perfect 10 on my end. But nonetheless, Halo nowadays does face a lot of criticism because of the whole 343 Industries and how whenever they took over back in, 2011, 2012, they really didn't do a good job filling the shoes of Bungie. And listen, if you're going to make a series that is absolutely, and I mean absolutely, a huge, huge title for Xbox, let alone just for gaming in general, it's going to be a tough, and I mean tough task for people to fill those shoes. So I actually, my hat's off to the 343 Industries. I understand that they really did what they could to actually make Halo. I think they were able to bring something new out of it. Unfortunately, however, for them, those new ideas that they had, unfortunately, did not really come with positive. It didn't come with positive reviews or positive comments. A lot of people were complaining left and right about that. But I mean, I think 343 Industries or Studios, I truly think that they actually do deserve some form of credit. I mean, they continue the Halo series. Halo 4 was pretty bad when it came to the campaign, along with 5. But Halo Infinite, I think Halo Infinite is pretty good. Now, I haven't completed the campaign, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'll be the first person to say it here. I have not completed the Halo Infinite campaign, and I don't know if I'm ever going to do it, first off. But second off, based on the gameplay that I'm playing on the Halo Infinite, the free-for-alls, the duos, and all that stuff, just randomly playing with people online, it's pretty fun, and the mechanics are there. It really does bring me back to some of the old Halo games, something that I didn't really feel too much with Halo 5 and Halo 4. Let's not forget also, we got to give credit to 343 Industries. They were the same one who remastered Halo 2. And for anybody out there who actually got the chance to play Halo 2, you know how incredible that game was. Think about this for just a second. Halo 2, by the way, looked I was going to say it looked like cinema. Honestly, it was cinema. The graphics were so enhanced. Things looked more vibrant, looked more realistic. It was aesthetically pleasing, all the different maps out there. I mean, it was just absolutely wonderful to be playing and immersed in these worlds, playing a game that a lot of people back then grew up in. And that was Halo 2 Remastered. So Halo 2 Anniversary, or the Remastered Edition, was a really, really good indication that 343 Industries knew exactly what to do when it came to Halo, right? Even though Bungie was the one that really did all the work, yes, on Halo 2, Bungie at the very least, 343 at the very least, though, were able to keep just about every single Halo 2 original component and added just a dash here and there of their own for Halo 2 Remastered, and it worked. I truly think. So 343 Industries is more than enough capable in continuing the Halo series, in my opinion. I truly think so. But again, it just goes back to the title of this video. I am sick and tired of Halo not getting credit. I think a lot of people out there need to start giving Halo credit. Again, so many people out there are giving negative reviews, and there's all these different comments that people are complaining that Halo's dead. And that, first off, Halo's not dead. All right, we got to throw that comment out the window. I am also irritated every single time whenever I read a comment that says Halo's dead. I mean, get real, please. Halo is not dead. Halo is still one of the top games for Xbox, first off. And then second off, if you play Halo Infinite or if you play Halo MCC, for instance, there are still a lot of people playing those games. A lot of those people are very active when it comes to the Halo community. And not just that, but also, again, you can easily find lobbies. It's not like a dead game, so to speak, where you get on a game and you go online, for instance, and you're waiting there for about 10 minutes for a lobby to generate. It's not that, right? Whenever you're on Halo MCC, Halo Infinite, or whatnot, you can enter in a matchmaking queue, and you'll be able to get in the match within maybe a minute or two. And that's understandable how, some people might believe that it's dead. And I would have to disagree wholeheartedly when it comes to that. I truly believe, in my opinion, again, when it comes to the marketing for Halo Infinite, it wasn't truly as good, I'll give it that. Halo Infinite's marketing wasn't really the best. I understand Halo Infinite, of course, at least from what I saw, from my point of view, from my perspective, I didn't see much of the marketing. I didn't see it pop out everywhere, unlike how it was beforehand from about a decade ago. And it was just, it just seemed as if it was any other ordinary game that came out. It didn't have that special feeling to it before. Now, whether if it's because, everything's online now and, people can, but at least back then, it was everywhere, from posters to trailers to all the different videos on YouTube and people talking about this and that. And also the midnight releases, although obviously, yes, in today's world, there's really no midnight releases anymore. All you have to do is just digitally buy the thing. But even back then, though, people would tent outside to get their Halo copy. So nowadays, it's not like that. So I can see why some people think it's dead, but it just needs to be understood. People need to understand Halo is the reason why they have an Xbox. And I said it before and I'll say it again. I truly believe that the very same people who are very critical of Halo, are the very same people who do not understand the history behind Halo and the history how it correlates to the succession of Xbox. So I implore all of you guys who are listening to this podcast, that if you listen to somebody that is saying Halo's dead and disrespecting the title of Halo, and they have an Xbox, let them know, hey, this is quite hypocritical. Not sure if you would want to use that word, but for lack of a better term, it's quite hypocritical for you to say that Halo's dead and all whenever you're playing the console that, again, was built off of Halo. I mean, the Xbox backbone was Halo. So for people to actually sit there and say that Halo's dead and to criticize the people who played, I mean, I've been criticized for the longest time. For the longest time, I've been criticized for playing Halo. I never understood it. I never understood why. I really didn't. I honestly did not know. But I guess people just believe. I don't know. I just believe that a lot of people out there just, you know how it is when it comes to when people overall see something different. Not many people play their Halo, so therefore they go after them or they're very critical of them. But that's beside the point. So I want to talk about the future of Halo real quick and what this means, because if a lot of people nowadays are really having the perception of Halo being dead, what does that mean for Halo in the future? I understand that Halo, there's going to be yet another Halo coming out. I don't know exactly when, but that's going to be within a couple of years. I also do not know if this is true or not. I heard a lot of rumors over the past year or so that they were going to be making some sort of Halo Battle Royale version of it, although I'm not quite sure exactly if that's true, so do not quote me on that. However, it would be a very good idea. Honestly, that would be a lot of fun. But where do we go from here? Because, unfortunately, I have to say this, but I think that the credibility of Halo is dying. And since the credibility of Halo is dying, that means that perhaps maybe the attention and the whole likeness and just everything about it is also dying, which will affect the sales of Halo at the end of the day. So that's what kind of bothers me, because if Halo Infinite gave any indication, it told us that not many people were really into Halo Infinite. People played it, sure, and they kind of just moved on very quickly. It wasn't like the old games in the past where it was so good that people played it day in and day out. I remember the old Xbox 360 days. Almost every single person was either playing Halo 3 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That was about maybe a little over than a decade ago at this point, probably about 15 years ago. But again, Halo didn't have that same effect, or Halo does not have that same effect now. So you got to wonder what's going to be the effect, what's going to be the impact when it comes to the future of Halo down the road. Now, I also did hear rumors that apparently they are ready to release the final Halo of all time. And again, do not quote me on that. But if that is the case, as sad as that will be, it would be great for Halo to really have one last run in them. But if this is going to be the final Halo, they have to go all out. They have to put everything, I mean 110% into the marketing. They have to put everything into it. Literally, the gameplay, the scenes, the graphics, all the mechanics, all the dynamics, but not just that, but also the marketing as well. If this is the final Halo, I want this game to really, truly bring back the eyes. I want everyone to go back to looking at Halo as, hey, this is the game for Xbox. Although, unfortunately, I did hear rumors as well that apparently it's going to be coming out for PlayStation, although I never really found any of those confirmations. But assuming that it is for exclusively on Xbox within a couple of years, if this final Halo does come out, it needs to go out with a bang. I really don't want it to go out just, all right, here's the final Halo, and sure, it's going to get some publicity here and there for about a week or two, and then everyone's going to forget and just move on. It cannot be that way. Halo's legacy cannot end in that way. Because if it does, I would be very much upset. I truly think that Halo is the game that should go out in style. Truly, I think Halo should never die. I think Halo should just keep going. Like Mario, for instance. But apparently 343 did say that there is a final Halo coming up. So with that being said, I can only, of course, go off of that. And I just want them to go out with a bang. It needs to be done. It needed to be said. And somebody should relay the news to 343. Please do not mess this up. There's a lot of pressure. I understand that there's a lot of people who are going to have eyes in this game. The developers, I'm sure, are going to be working diligently and tirelessly, week in and week out when it comes to developing this game. but really as a huge Halo fan and from a person who truly thinks that Halo should be respected, do not mess up. And I have no room to talk because I'm not even a Halo developer, so here I am saying this, and yet I have no idea what goes in when it comes to developing all these games. But with all due respect, though, the marketing especially needs to be better. And that's what it is. So, with that said, if they do release a Halo that really, really rocks the entire world, then everyone's going to look at Halo as once again the game for Xbox that truly allowed people to understand why Halo was the game back in the day in the early 2000s. And that would be the best way for Halo to go out. For people to really understand, for people to actually remember and realize, yeah, Halo was the game that truly brought us all to Xbox. In all honesty, it was the game. And that would be a perfect way for Halo to retire its series. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Hope you, all of you great fans, enjoyed watching and listening to the podcast. I truly think that a lot of people, hopefully, will kind of give this a little bit of some thought and kind of understand that Halo deserves a lot more respect for sure. But anyway, if you guys have any opinions, conflicting opinions, or if you guys agree with my opinions, you're more than welcome to comment below. You're more than welcome to comment below on the comment section. But as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to share the video all over. Share it with your friends. There is going to be a weekly podcast every single week. I know we didn't really post the past 2 weeks. We apologize for that, but we are looking to once again upload every single Wednesday for all the different podcast topics. With that said, everybody, again, happy holidays, and, well, we'll catch you next Wednesday. Thanks for joining us, guys.